Hello, I am live. Hi, Douglas. Hi, Carly. Love you too. Let me just see on my phone. I always do this if I am actually in fact live because I quite often talk to myself and mess something up. If you guys have been here before, I always act like I have never done a live before. Okay, I'm live. Okay, cool. Hi, Jose. Okay, so we're going to do a interview with Christina, but that will be next week now. So sorry for the confusion, but I still figured, sorry, you can hear Mateo. I still wanted to do a video about, or go live, because I haven't been live in super long. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of like chat with you guys. And then we see the new updates today. So I thought we could talk about the travel updates and the new curfew and the rules with all of that, because I was honestly pretty surprised that that came out today. Like, I did not think that it would be as intense as it was. And a lot of my friends in DR, Dominicans, Americans, are not too happy with the new travel and curfew protocols. That's the word. So I'll tell you what they are right now. We'll just jump right in and then we can chat about other stuff. So this is in effect from the 31st, tomorrow, all the way through January 10th. And there is some speculation like, no, it's going to get extended and they definitely will do more than 10 days. And then some people are like, no, there's no way they'll do more than 10 days. If this year shows anything, the Dominican government has been like, okay, here's the toque de queda for 1 week, and then they extend it for a month, and then they extend it another month, and then another month. So I could totally see them extending this. I hope not, because this is what they're saying. Well, I mean, it's definitely pros and cons, but we'll talk about it. So December 31st, tomorrow through January 10th, sorry, I know it, so I don't know why I'm looking at it. The curfew is 5 p.m. on weekdays to 5 a.m. on the next morning. So 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. You have to be inside. Can't be outside. Hi, Ezekiel. Is it in Jarabacoa too? Let us know. I guess so if you're not happy. But then it's kind of weird because then they have like an addendum that says you can be like free to be in transit until 7 p.m. So it's like, can you be out like on your way home for 2 hours, or like how strict is that? But basically it's 5 p.m. Okay, Mateo's so loud. Basically it's 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. on the weekdays. And then guys, this part I was shocked, honestly. 12 noon on the weekends to 5 a.m. I cannot believe that it's 12 noon. Like, that is, the day has not even started yet. Hi, Danny. Ezekiel's in Jarabacoa, so he has confirmed that it's there too. I know at first they were only doing like big cities when this whole first started, and I think Jarabacoa was always in it because it's part of like Santiago, technically, kind of, or the province. But, oh man, 12 noon. That is crazy. So basically, you have to do your shopping. I'm just picturing the stores. Like, can you guys imagine the grocery stores from like 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday? That's going to be wild. But again, I have to keep reminding myself, okay, it's just till the 10th as of now. So that's what, like 2 weekends? So it's not that bad, but I know people are not happy about it, as Ezekiel said. It's really, it sucks. Yeah, Douglas. So 12 noon to 5 a.m. on the weekend. So you're inside at 12 noon. And then let's see. So also there are restaurants, bars, colmados, grocery stores that have like a sit down and eat place in it. You know how some of them have like a little counter or whatever where you can get food. All of those are closed. You can only do takeout or delivery. So I think that's really going to affect bars and restaurants. You're right, Danny. It is only two Saturdays and 2 Sundays. So it's really like not that bad, but everyone's saying like, what if it gets extended again? You know, like I don't know how sustainable 12 noon would be for more than 10 days, because on the weekends, like, I just don't think that that is sustainable longer term. And I know that there's a spike in cases, right? So it's kind of weird. I think that there was like 1,600 a day and then 800 a day. So I don't know the exact number, but the president like said, oh, the cases are going down. And then he came back and said, oh, I misspoke. Like, they're not. Little confusing there. But I know that they're really trying to stop the cases before they get really bad. Hi, baby. Hi. Sorry. So yeah, countryside is definitely easier to move around it. I'm sure a lot of the smaller towns, cities, barrios, things like that, a lot of people can still move freely. That's not as heavily monitored. But in the bigger cities, Santiago, San Domingo, etc., they're going to be very locked down. I know even the Malecon is closed. So as of now, the beaches are open, last I read, but they may be closing them. So if they're not closed, then the beach is going to be super busy. But if they are closed, then it's like, well, that's like the main tourist location. There's no such thing as weekends anymore. Yeah, there's not. I mean, 12 noon, most people, like a lot of people aren't even out of the house by 12 noon. They're also closing public parks, sports fields, like public basketball courts, any like public outdoor space is also closed. So that is, unless it's like a professional sports tournament, of course. So that's hard. A main issue currently going on with the curfew is that the bars and taverns are in dire straits and are begging the president to lift the curfews. Yeah, so it's like a catch-22. Obviously, no one wants like people to be sick, people to die, the hospitals to be overwhelmed, and have, is my volume loud enough? People to be, not with medical help when they need it. But on the other hand, it's like, does the curfew actually help? Is it worth it, I guess? And then like the economy is taking such a big hit, and think about like waiters, waitresses, people who rely on tips, or just anyone who works at a bar, restaurant, those things in general are going to take another big hit. And I don't know, it's weird to me that like tourism is not included in this. Like, don't you guys think that's weird? Like, yes, the tourism's good because the DR is just such a huge income, the tourism. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, how is it fair that, in theory, like I could go to Punta Cana to a resort and then like not be affected at all by this? And then people who are like citizens and living and working there for their livelihood are so affected, right? It's kind of, I don't know, like, I don't think that seems like super fair, personally. Also, I guess like a lot of things are subjective, right? So like I've seen a lot of like weddings and big events happen in San Domingo or with like rich upper class people, and they're not getting shut down at all. And then these like not rich people are having gatherings and things, and then they're like arrested and put in jail for the night. So it's like, again, do the rules apply to everyone? I don't know. And that doesn't seem like super fair. And I know it's hard because things are always subjective, but when it's something like a livelihood, I don't know. I think that that's really hard. Also, another update is that flights from the UK are like done. They're currently blocked. And I think that's because of the new strain of the virus that's like faster spreading and more contagious. So I guess for now, no one from the UK is flying in and out. I think that they also put a stricter thing on Canada too. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. No, I'm in Arizona right now. I freaking wish I was in DR. I'm counting down till the baby's old enough to go. And also like, we should really like not be traveling. I mean, it wouldn't be like essential travel, so I don't want to like contribute to anything like that. They closed the country but leave the open door that brought the virus in the first place. That's the thing. It's like, It's so hard because tourism drives the economy so much there. What is it, like a third of the GOP is from tourism? But then it's like, how like, why should the tourists be able to come and they're not earning income or a livelihood, right, at 7 p.m. They're just going out and hanging out, you know? So I don't know. But then again, it's like, well, for the people that are working with tourists, they are getting money, so that's good. Because again, if they close all the resorts again, remember like earlier in this year, so many resorts closed and then so many people were fired, let go, still not hired back. So catch 22 again. Ezekiel, the curfew is really stupid. The virus is just dangerous at night. It's really stupid what they're doing here. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because I keep saying that. I'm sorry. I understand like the science behind it, right? Obviously, like if people all hang out at the Colmado, at the bar at night, close contact, of course, more cases are going to spread. On the other hand, it's like, is it helping? Like, does it have a big impact? You guys can tell me that have been living through the toque de queda. But I see both sides, right? Like, of course, you don't want people, 50, 100, 200 people hanging out at the bar, at the restaurant, on the Malecon, like really close contact. But I don't know. Like, I can also see like, it's like noon. That's so early. You can't even do anything, you know? You remind me of a girl I know. I hope she's cool. I was just looking because I saw another update. Is it this one? It might be this one. Let me see. Maybe not. Well, they did in fact arrest a well-known chef there because he was in the street after curfew. So our friend went to a wedding last week and it was like an upper class wedding or whatever in Santiago, and the police did come and they actually arrested like everyone at the wedding, like all the guests. And they were in jail for a little bit. But I have heard a lot of situations where, you know, wealthier people have been having events and parties and going on as normal and then not being penalized the same way. So on that hand, I don't think it's very fair. How's the baby? He's so good. He's right next to me. Just sleeping, hanging out, making noise. He's super cute. He gained a pound. So he's 7 pounds, 1 ounce, which is really good because he was so small. He's still only in the first percentile. He's so small. But he's doing well. He's doing better. Let's see. I'm a 58-year-old wannabe expat with no desire to drive in DR. Facts. Transportation-wise, where in Santiago would you recommend me to live? Close to stores, restaurants, banks. Los Jardines, Villa Olga. Those are my two, like, go-to. I really like those two areas. I feel like those are the two closest. Los Jardines is, like, great for walking around if you want to be near all of those things. Also, Uber's so easy. In Santiago, it's like $2, less than $2 anywhere you want to go. So I definitely think that would be two good neighborhoods to look at. Or, I mean, you could go like downtown, like in the city, but I think it's loud. So depends. I was looking because I saw, okay. So a lot of people are saying like, it's good. Like, we need to stop the virus and it needs to be this extreme because Dominicans don't social distance well. That's what they're saying. So they need to put on these harsh like protocols to follow. And then other people are saying like, kind of like what Ezekiel said, like, what's the point? Like, why are we doing a noon curfew? Is that really going to help? So it's a lot of back and forth. But comment, like, I want to hear your guys' thoughts too. Like, do you think that this is necessary steps? Do you think it's not the way to do it? I was surprised that at this point they're doing like parks closed, sporting fields closed, like even outdoor stuff, because I know that wasn't something that they were necessarily doing before. But yeah, you like, imagine being in DR and like the hospital runs out of all PPE and ventilators and whatnot. Like, that's not a situation you want to be in either. So I don't know. That's pretty hard. And of course, with the new protocol, you do have to wear masks. Like, that hasn't changed at all. I just think it's going to be so crowded on the weekends at the grocery store and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, but curfew worked in other countries, so maybe it will work. Maybe it won't. I see so many back and forth. Like, I'm reading comments now, and it's very back and forth. Like, curfew doesn't help the virus, and then it's the only way to stop the virus. So it seems like people are on super different sides. But I am curious to see if they're going to extend it to 30 days or just stick with this 10, because I don't know. Maybe it'll just be 10 days and it'll be over, and then it will go back and everyone will be fine. But I give so much credit to Dominicans, because that has not been easy, and it's been like so many months of a curfew. And I feel like if it were here, people would just be like just hardcore rioting and stuff. But there, like, all our friends are just, have adapted to the curfew, and that's it. So it's, on that hand, it's impressive, but it's hard. And I do want to see if the beach stays open, because I saw what the beach was like on the weekends during the curfew when it was like 7 p.m. or 5 p.m. and it was insane. Like, I saw Sosua and Puerto Plata, and it was like wild, truly wild. Like, I would not want to be on that beach just because there were so many people there. And then I think that was it for like the updates that they put out. What else was it? Flights from the UK are done. The tourists, not a thing, really. They are still allowed in and stuff. Oh, here we go. Hi, baby. I'm gonna take you in one sec. Yeah, parks, boardwalks, gyms, outdoor sport places are all closed. The curfew being 7 p.m. was a fair balance. I agree. Like, I think that 7 p.m. is much more manageable than 5 p.m. Most people are still working at 5 p.m. So yeah, they're giving leeway for you to like get home, but you can't go to the store or anything if you need to. There's no time for that. Yeah, bars, restaurants, grocery stores cannot receive customers inside. So just takeout and whatnot. I can't believe that. Like, I know professional sports are not included. And then that tourism argument keeps coming up. Like, what if they closed flights for like a month? That would be interesting. Because I would hate to see like the new strain be there. Do you know if people are playing from Canada? What does that mean? Sorry. What do you mean? Playing? Like, are they allowed to visit? I think they're still allowed to visit. I think that they just can't flying. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think that they need a negative test. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that they do need a test. I just know that the UK flights are blocked right now because of that new strain. And a lot of people are saying like, yeah, I'm going to leave the country until it's over and then I'll come back. And, if it's over a month, then that's going to suck. Do you feel grocery in Santiago is kind of expensive, or is it just a tourist town? Like, it kind of. I mean, it depends where you're shopping and what you're buying. So if you're buying like local Dominican food, chicken, beans, rice, fruits, vegetables, things that are made in the DR, then it's not expensive in Santiago. But if you're buying imported stuff, which I would buy a lot of like gluten-free stuff in Santiago, or like cereal, or I don't know, like American food even that was imported, that's really expensive. Like peanut butter is not made there. And it's like $4 plus a jar, I think. But things like that are expensive. But if you eat locally, I don't think it's much more expensive. It's going to be cheaper than like a super touristy town like Punta Cana, in my opinion. But it won't be as cheap as you'll get in smaller cities. Canada, as of today, yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. Negative, yeah. So they're not blocked. You can still fly in. I know for a period of time, there were no flights from Canada, or people I knew who were Canadian were booking flights, and then they kept getting canceled like a week before they were supposed to leave, or pushed back a week or 2 weeks. But yeah, so you need a negative COVID test. And that was the same for the States. What was that, a couple months ago that they like put that new thing in, and then no one like was following it. Like then no one was asking for their negative test. So it's like, do you need a negative test to get in or not? You know, a lot of people were saying like, I flew in and no one even asked for my test results. Or then there were other situations like I flew in, I didn't have my test results and they didn't let me stay. So I just don't like when things are like not consistent, you know, like make it a rule that applies to everyone. That's what I think. I mean, and again, I see where like they would be so hesitant to shut down tourism again, because how are you going to do that when the country needs that money coming in? But I don't know. It's just annoying. Like, I don't know. I just feel like let the local people who need to work, citizens, like, I guess let them work. I don't know. And then anyone who was in person for school, if any schools were doing that, will not be for that period of time. But most schools are online right now anyway. So what do you guys think? Do you think the curfew's like, do you think it's good? Do you think it's helpful? Do you think it's not helpful? Is it going to impact you? For those of you who are in the DR, like how has it impacted your daily life? Or how will a 12 noon on the weekend? And I know it's only 2 weeks, but you know, let's think like, okay, it could go a month. If you're in the States or another country, like, will you go to DR now? Will you not go? I have a friend who's like not going to go now because they're like, well, there's no point, right? If I have to be inside at noon, if I can't do anything, then there's no point. Hi. Ugh. A baby. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know. Like, I know some of you are in the DR right now. You good? No one wants to talk today? Wow. Usually you guys are crazy in the comments. Not crazy bad, like commenting a lot. I think that was all for the updates, but yeah, a lot of people are just like, yep, I'm not going to go. And they come up with it like the day before it happens. Like it's kind of hard for people to plan, right? If they're like starting tomorrow, I think tomorrow starts at 7 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. though. And I don't know how like crazy Christmas got. I don't know if like cases have been like super high now and they're worried because I wasn't there for Christmas. But I feel like the cases have to be increasing for them to take such a drastic curfew, unless they're just doing it to try to prevent the cases from getting really bad over the holidays, which would make sense too. I think curfew became a necessity because Dominican people didn't follow proper procedures. Yeah, I saw a lot of different things. Like on one hand, like I said, I was kind of surprised that people weren't like rioting because I just feel like here they would be because the curfew has been going on for so long. And then I see like our friends in DR, they are following it and they are staying inside and they're just like playing video games and stuff. But then I do see like videos of so many people on the beach, so many people like in the park, drinking, hanging out, no masks. So I can kind of see both sides. Like some people are following it and some people aren't following it. But I think in general, Dominicans are such social people that like, I can see how it would be tough, you know, even the people that just like want to sit outside, you guys know, the white plastic chairs. They just want to hang out. It's like, I don't know. They can't even do that like after 5 p.m. It's honestly crazy. Thank you, Amel. Is that how you say your name? Thank you. I appreciate that. How would you rate your Spanish speaking and understanding ability? Beginner, sufficient, fluid. I don't know, guys. I suck at Spanish now. I feel like I suck. I would say I'm sufficient or like proficient. That grammar though, past tense grammar is like my nightmare. But no, I'm pretty good, I would say. I definitely need some practice. It's been a while. But that Dominican slang will always be there. Thanks for helping each other. Yeah, I wanted to read some more comments of what people are saying about the what's it called? Quarantine, or what's it called in English? Tope de queda. Curfew. Hi. Those not following, pass it on to their elderly chilling at home. That's a good point. Yeah, like for the young people, they might be fine. It's kind of been like debunked in the States that they're like, young people, a lot of them actually aren't fine. But yeah, there's a lot of old people that you don't want to be getting it at home. Sosua, I love Sosua Beach. Toronto is also amazing. Like I've been one time. It was like negative 10 degrees, miserable weather, but I want to go back so badly. So clean, so nice. And Canada's very like dealing with like trying to do maternity leave insurance, the hospital, everything. I'm like, I'm moving to Canada. We're very social. There's no such thing as personal space. That's what I keep picturing. Like Chris and I were actually saying like, oh, I haven't like kissed anyone to greet them in like mad long. Because you know, every time you are greeting someone, you're kissing them. And here, that's definitely not a thing. Not really. But there, it's like, are people still doing that, guys? Like, let me know in the comments. Like, are they just kissing with their mask on? Or do they pull their mask down and like kiss each other on the cheek? Or are they actually not doing that? Because that would go against like everything they've ever known, which would be really hard. We just came back on the 18th and curfew was very tough. Santo Domingo's traffic was insane, more than usual. Do not even tell me that. I could not imagine Santo Domingo's traffic being any worse. You guys, if you watch me, you know, like Santiago has a lot of good things, but I would not live there. And the main reason is because of the traffic. It just kills me. Because I feel like it wasn't designed for that many cars. And then the roads are like so tiny. And then you miss your turn and you're back in the city for like another hour. I can't handle it. So you're more patient than me. I'll be there on the 6th. Okay, Jose, let us know how that goes with the I can't, why do I keep forgetting that word? With the curfew. I just like, so what, people are just going to be sitting inside 12 noon? I just don't think that would work here. I think people would just go outside. Dominican Republic is falling into the New World Order plans. We need to purge those leaders. Oh, I don't even know about all that. Probably no one wants my opinion on that. But the new president, I feel like that was a step. Once COVID is over, okay, not a bot. I'm suspicious. I'm going to hide your comment in case there's young viewers. But I will say that Dominican women are very beautiful. That's for sure. I wouldn't recommend coming now instead. Yeah, I literally have friends that like had their flight and now they're canceling it or pushing it back. Like I said, I'll be very interested to see if people actually keep the, like, I would be interested to see if DR extends it past the 10 days or not, because people who are just moving their flight back a week, yeah, if they move it, then it's going to be bad. I don't know. Again, it's like, yes, you want tourists. They shouldn't be immune to the rules, in my opinion. But then I just feel like, I don't know. They're not going to want to go. There's like no point. But I guess people could, that's the thing, like people could hang out together at at each other's houses, right? But then how do you get home past the curfew? That's the problem. I feel like that's the struggle. Sorry, I'm just looking at more comments of what people are saying. But if you guys are in the DR, or if you are Dominican, I would love to hear what you guys think. Yeah. Honestly, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, one thing I hate. Wow. I almost like don't even want to like show this, but I was looking on Diario Libre and something I hate is like how graphic the news is there. Like I've never seen as many car accidents as I have there, or how many like graphic things. And they literally posted this on their story. Like I'm not really gonna like show you too many, but like dead bodies in a car accident on their story. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's crazy how like graphic it is. I was not expecting to see that at all. What did you say? I live in Santiago and there are a lot of house parties. Yeah, so I do see a couple of our friends like out at people's houses and stuff, and then I'm like, how are they getting home? Right? Like, are there like I don't think sleepovers are like really a big thing in GR, in my experience. Like everyone always goes home. But I guess they're just ready to. They can just go quickly. I don't know, and not get caught. I don't know really how that works. I was supposed to be there in October for my 65th birthday. Then my flight got canceled and I have to wait for COVID to get better. Oh, I'm sorry. That's such a bummer when you have like a plan and a trip booked and like for your birthday. Happy belated birthday. What day in October? My birthday is the 19th. Chris's is the 12th. My mom's is the 22nd. His dad is the 18th. October is like our busiest birthday month and it's the best month. If you go to a resort and stay there, you can go, but I don't recommend going into town. Yeah, so I guess that's the difference. Like, if you go into town, then restaurants and bars and whatnot are still going to be closed. But if you stay on the resort, then I guess you'll be good. For me, I've never gone to DR and gone to a resort. Really? I've been to one resort in Las Serenas. And it was like right on the beach, right? Like you're on the beach, you're at the resort, but then you're in the town too. But I've never been to a Punta Cana resort. And I know those are more like secluded and you're like on the resort is kind of what it's like. So if you're going on a vacation and you just want to be at the resort and party at the restaurant or whatever, then I guess it's fine. But that is not my type. If I go to the DR, I want to be like out, not in the streets, but like with the locals, you know? Congrats on the baby. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I think the tourists are worse. The Dominicans are better, but there are taxis that are allowed. Yeah, so that is a good thing. Like if people are flying in or if they need to get home or something like that, the taxis do have like a pass or whatever. But I did hear some people be like, oh, well, I know someone and they gave me a paper, so now I can travel past curfew. I'm like, wait, what? It's like, again, it's that the rule doesn't apply to everyone type of thing, which I'm not like super a fan of, like I said. So it's like, okay, if I get this special paper, I can go out after curfew, but I'm like nobody important. I'm just probably going to McDonald's. I don't like that. The locals respect the curfew. I would say, yeah, for the most part, pretty much everyone I know is just up in the house, hanging out at home with their families and stuff. But I have seen videos, like people were saying, of parties and smaller towns, I would say, which again, I don't know how much COVID is spreading in those smaller towns, but they're like still hanging out in the corner, hanging out outside the house, playing dominoes, whatever. But maybe that's not as big of an issue as in the cities. I'm planning to go down in February. That's my husband's birthday. I'm hoping by the end of February everything will be okay. Oh, surprise birthday party. That's so cute. He would love that. I hope by February it will be a little bit more normal. I've seen so many different projections, like February, March, July, October. I'm like, oh my gosh, please let it be sooner rather than later. Oh my gosh, it's just such a crazy year. I would love that if like tomorrow at midnight on New Year's Eve, like it was done, the vaccine works, everyone's good, but it's going to be slow. That's for sure. Depends on where you are. Yeah, it depends what city you're in and whatnot. Many Dominican friends, family that have been isolating as well in the mountains. Yeah, that's true. Like who stay with different people they know up there. Yeah, I feel like I know some, like one of our friends, he keeps going to Harabokoa on the weekends and stuff and just hanging out there. And the curfew does exist there and it is a thing, but they've been more, it's not as strict as Santiago or Santo Domingo or Sosua, where they're like very much patrolling and like making sure things are shut down. And I was surprised I saw Colmados like included in that update, because usually I feel like I don't see anything about them, and then people are outside of them or inside of them. Hi. 20th. Yes. One day after me. I swear October is the best month. We stay with families and friends. I feel like it wouldn't be as bad if you were kind of secluded with friends in a house somewhere and you had all the food and necessities that you need. I even saw like pharmacy listed, and it's like, hey, what if there's an emergency? I don't think that, so the pharmacy's not gonna be like closed, right? The 24-hour ones. Can you change him? I don't know. Say hi.
Hi.
It's like everywhere. Okay. Wow, it's really dark behind me. Oh, it's getting dark so early now. Okay, let me see. Do you guys have any questions though? Apart from the curfew or quarantine, we can talk about that too. I would be glad to. Or any comments? We have friends in Puerto Plata, Sosua, and Cabrera. I haven't been to Cabrera yet. I've driven through, but that doesn't count. Puerto Plata I kind of like. Sosua is not really my style. I know you did not ask for my opinion, but here I am giving it. But I love the beach. It's so blue, the water. I like Cabarete a lot. That I really, really like. Let me see the comments. I get my coronavirus vaccine on Monday. Hey, that's awesome. I'm praying that it works. Has trouble really scares me, but it's the only way I can see my husband until his paper comes through. His papers, I'm guessing. Good for you. I'm sure you'll be completely fine. But that's exciting. I am not in any like group coming up that's eligible, unfortunately. But you know, maybe soon. Maybe the next couple of rounds. Let's see. Yeah, I just feel bad for like people who need the income, right? And now even like 10 days without work, let's say in theory they can't work if they're in one of the service jobs. It's like, it's a lot when you're already not making a lot of money. But yeah, I'm seeing some people saying like it's ridiculous. Like if you are sick or if you're vulnerable, stay home. That's how some people think. Yeah, I just don't get like why what do you guys think? I'm interested to hear about like, should tourists be exempt because they are, or tourism and activities, tourist activities, or should they not be? Because to me, it's kind of like, that's just subjective, you know? How is that going to stop the spread if like you're openly welcoming like more tourists in who aren't like mandated to stay on the resort, and then like all the workers who work there need the money, but it's like, hey, they can get sick, right, from people flying in. And I know people who should not be traveling, like who fly in, who haven't gotten tested, who aren't quarantining at all, or being safe. And it's like, I guess Americans, okay, I can just come back and like get treated here, but like Dominicans can't do that, and the hospitals aren't as good. So, I don't know. I don't think, and the hospitals here aren't like, it's not like we have like a ton of supplies and space right now either. At least in Arizona, it's like all the ICUs are above capacity. And I have heard the same for like homes and hospitals in Santo Domingo. So it's probably not a place that you want to be if you need to get actual treatment. That's what I think. And then if you're older, like I would be hesitant to travel to, even more so, just because it's like the virus does actually, I don't know. I think the virus affects people completely. Like it seems like without rhyme or reason, but they are saying like, okay, older people are generally more, get worse cases. So it's like, I wouldn't want to be there, personally, but it's tough. Okay. Any questions or comments? It doesn't have to be about the curfew. It can just be about the DR in general, or my life in general. It's interesting. And then, yeah, we're going to do the live with Christina, who teaches there and lives in Santiago. So if you watch my other video of her apartment and stuff, which is huge, and I'm so jealous how big it is, it's super nice, then we'll definitely talk about that with her. You guys are quiet today, which is fine, but I'm probably boring you. Yeah, like I said, I haven't done a live in a while. I feel like I'm awkward now, not in my groove. Or if you have any questions for Chris, I can call him in as our resident. Did he say no? That's our resident Dominican. And I filmed a birth video. No, sorry. Like a birth story that I'm editing. And that'll be up soon if you care. I have tickets and reservations to come to Santo Domingo next month. Anything I need to know? What day are you coming? If it's after the 10th, then you should be good in terms of this like super strict quarantine curfew. If it's before that, you might have a few days of not fun time. Of course, like for me, as you guys know, if you watch me, like I don't go out to like clubs and stuff. So that never was really like for me, oh, I don't want to go because I can't go like party. But for me, it'd be like, okay, I can't go see friends. I can't go travel between cities. I can't, you know, stay out at a restaurant late. Those kind of things. I'm meeting my lady. When are you going? You might, January 31st. Oh, okay. So that is better. Hopefully this super strict curfew won't be, because if, like, think about it, like most people do things on the weekends, but if you're there on a vacation, of course, like you're not working, so you can travel around during the week, but weekends would be so hard to like go from city to city or see tourist attractions, Santo Domingo. So it is going to be strict, and like, well, you're going to 31st, so we still don't know what the quarantine will look like then. But let's just say it's like 5 p.m. on the weekends, like they go back to that. I think you can still definitely have fun. My friends who went said it was definitely not the same vibes. Like there's a lot that goes on at night in DR typically. So it might not be the same, but you know, if you're just going to meet your lady, your girlfriend, I guess, then, you know, you guys can just hang out. And if you're not overly concerned with like touring around the country or going to all the tourist sites, then, you know, it will be okay. Or you just do things during the day. I think tourists should be a part of the quarantine. I don't want anybody coming there to get my husband sick because of coronavirus. Our visa process is frozen right now. I want to stay safe. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying with like people who work in resorts. It's like, okay, tourists are coming in. They still want to go on their excursions and stuff, or they're going to the hotel, restaurant, and bar, and you know, all of that. It's like those workers are still, yes, it's good because they're getting their livelihood, but then it's bad because if they get sick, it's not the same for them. And of course, like no one wants that. And I feel like it would spread fast in a resort, right? I don't know. But for me, I'm like, I wouldn't want to be at one right now. Does DR have a COVID-19 vaccine plan? I don't know, actually. Babe, do you know that?
They're gonna get it next year around March, something like
that. Oh, like 2021, not 2022. Okay. But are they doing it like they're doing it here, where like only certain people can get it?
Yeah.
No. So I guess it's coming, slower than it is here since we already have it for some groups of people. But I wonder how they're going to distribute it there. So yeah. I promise not to lick your husband's. Oh, that's to Nisha. I was gonna say, like, where are you to see my husband? Danny said avoid bad neighborhoods. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be with your girl, lady, in San Domingo, then you'll probably be fine and she won't take you to like dangerous barrios and stuff. But have you been to DR before? Is it your first time? If so, I would not have like a bunch of cash on you walking around. I wouldn't have like nice jewelry or like your phone just like out on the street. Just like, I feel like that's all common sense, but the less flashy, the better. And again, if you're going to be with her the whole time, then that helps because you won't be like sticking out alone. I mean, you might be Dominican, I don't know, but I'm just thinking of myself. And I didn't even really follow that. Why was the villain in Die Hard 2 doing Tai Chi with no clothes on? I honestly could not tell you. Could you tell me? Because I don't know. Their cleaning standards and mask wearing at the resort I was at was very well managed. Good. Yeah, I have heard that. Like the resorts, because they literally need to, right? It's like their livelihood that they have been following standards really well and wearing the masks and whatnot. But I think about like the tourists when I say like I feel like it would spread fast. Not any like dig on the staff or the Dominicans, but the tourists, because I'm thinking like they're drunk, they're running around, they're like making friends, they're like still out, blah blah blah, and it's hard. But again, I can say it so many times, it's a catch-22. You need the money, you need the tourism. But then it's like, okay, why are we making everyone else stay until noon then if it doesn't apply to everyone? First time, I don't wear jewelry. That's good. I keep saying, like, I always think of like men, especially wearing like chains and like Rolexes. And I'm like, let's not. You're very white. It's okay. I'm not. I'm just kidding. You're a target. You are a target, but you won't. I don't know. It's so funny. I feel like on my lives, a lot of times men will come on and be like, I was mugged 8 times, like robbed and this and that and stabbed. Like, do you guys remember? No, there was a live and some like there were like 2 separate people that were like stabbed, and I was like, okay, great. But nothing's ever happened to me. I've been to San Domingo alone. I carry my computer and my phone. I am white, but I don't know. You just have to have street smart, I feel like, which people don't think that I do, but I do because I always watch my surroundings. Do you see a lot of Asians in DR? No, but there are communities of Asians, which is interesting. So there's not a lot of Asians for sure. But in Harabacoa, for example, there was like a decent, well, there in DR in general, there's a decent Japanese population. Because let's see if I can remember how to say this accurately. Way back when, the Japanese people, like the Dominican government, like offered them like money to come to DR. So a lot of people like relocated to DR. So I know like several Japanese people. I just know them in Harabacoa, but I've seen them. They do like huge events, which is cool. It's like all these Japanese people that do traditional Japanese events. There's also a Japanese friendship garden there, which is cool, in Harabacoa. But they do like their traditional things. And seems like there's a lot of them. There's also I've seen some Chinese people. They work at like a good amount own like clothing stores and things like that. So I see them around, but it's not common, I would say. But they are there. It's cool though. Like it's like a mini community that you wouldn't expect. Like I was so surprised when I saw like there's literally a community of Japanese people. I was like, that's so random. Santiago or Harabacoa for nightlife? Oh, Santiago. If that's your goal, if that's like your main interest, Santiago for sure. But again, it's like when, because there is no nightlife right now. So yeah. But when, let's say, like curfew aside, Santiago, there's just more bars, restaurants, lots of like outdoor, or we would used to go to a lot of like outdoor restaurants, late at night, like food truck neighborhoods, little like, you know, stands, and you go to all the food trucks, and they're open super late. Maybe that's not the nightlife you mean, but bars, clubs, Santiago has more. Jarabacoa has a few, and they're getting more, but it's not like it's not as much as Santiago. And then Santiago is not as much, of course, as Santo Domingo. I've been a Target before in my ex-wife's country. Oh, so you know it. What country was that? I'm just curious. We should do a collaboration. Okay, message me on Instagram. Rebecca Mills, 3 S's. I would love to do a collaboration. Lots of people don't. Yeah, never mind. Bonao has Taiwanese and Japanese community. I've actually seen. Yeah, I've heard that. Okay, yeah. Also in Santiago, there's a restaurant called Naturally Stay, which I have a video on and I'm obsessed with. I'm still like craving their food. And the owners are from Taiwan. And I thought that was so cool. And so, I don't want to say like random, but I have never seen like a Taiwanese person in Santiago and DR before. And it was cool because they lived in, I think, Brazil previously. And so they would like, they spoke Portuguese too, which I thought was really cool. And the food is so, so good. But Bonao is really cute too. I've only been there once, but it reminds me of Jarabacoa a little bit, but like a little busier. And then they have waterfalls, which I love. And I had my first pizza empanada there. So always in my heart. Pico Pollos are chinos. That, yeah, okay. So like they own like, I'm thinking in Jarabacoa, there's like this one Chinese family that owns like a big clothing store. But Pico Pollo also. Babe, Chris, are there Asians in Santiago? But like, I never really saw them. Are they Japanese? Like in Jarabacoa? Chinese. Do they own like, Danny just said like, oh, they own like Pico Pollos.
No, nail stores.
Nail salons?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. So I guess nail salons, which I guess is kind of like in the States. So cheap too. The salons there. Oh my gosh. I miss that. You can get like a manicure and a pedicure for so cheap. Not that I would ever really go because I am so cheap, but much cheaper than you could here. That's for sure. Top 3 beaches in DR. My top 3 beaches personally would be Playa Bonita in Las Terrenas. Playa Grande. Babe, where's Playa Grande? Rio San Juan. And what's the third? What's our third favorite beach?
My favorite beach is
Playa Rincon.
No, it's called the one we went with the.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
The one we went with Marina.
Yeah.
On the boat.
Oh, Playa Fronton.
Fronton.
That one is Boca Chica. Douglas, goodbye.
Boca Chica is trash.
My boyfriend is the best. My husband. He's so cute. He's so shy though. He doesn't like to be on camera. So that, yeah, those are mine. If you go to Samaná on the north coast, that's my favorite. So northeast, Samaná, Las Terrenas, Las Galeras. There's a beach off of that called Playa Fronton. You have to take a boat there and it's super secluded. It's so beautiful. Maybe I have a picture that I can show you. It's literally amazing, guys. Like, best beach ever. It's super, super secluded. Let's see. I think I have a picture. I don't post a lot. Here's Playa Fronton. It's literally no one's there because you have to take a boat to it. And then this is Las Galeras 2. And that is a girl's house that we know that I want to live at. Can you imagine, like, that's your deck and you just see blue water and a mountain? Amazing. And then Playa Rincon I really like too. That was Casa de Campo. This is, oh, I put this on my story. No one got it right. That's in Las Terrenas. very blue water, very calm. Like waves are not big. They're super chill, which I like. That's last Saturday. And there's like, you can watch the boats and stuff. This is Playa Grande. Super green, super blue water, super like chill, like secluded. It's not super busy. Like that's one thing I don't like when I go to the beach and it's so crowded. Like I like the really, I would rather go to a beach. That's why I think I don't like Boca Chica. No hate, because I really like to be like alone on the beach. Like I went to, oh my gosh, where did I go? Let's see. This is in I did a video on it. Oh, Cayo Arena. The water is so blue, and we went to scuba dive. It was so fun. I have a video on that. But the beach in front of it, before you go to like the to the little sandbar, so crowded, and I don't like it because like I don't want to be like everyone stares at me. It's just like, not saying that in like any conceited type of way at all. It's just because I look different. And I am self-conscious, so no. And I feel like the more people, the dirtier it gets, like with pollution. Yeah, I just don't think focusing for me. But that's, again, like if you like the hustle and bustle and the action and like the food and stuff, then yeah. Okay, I have not been here. Valle de las Águilas, I am dying to go there. Like I am dying to go. J-Rod, thank you. You're so nice. Everyone go follow J-Rod. He's my favorite other like expat or DR travel YouTuber. Super cool. Go check him out. I am dying to go to Valle de las Águilas. That's somewhere I always wanted to go, and every time, like we never got to because Santiago, it's like a 7-hour drive and it's not straight. You go like all the way around. So it's like a trip you have to plan for, but I really want to go to the south more. They have Chinatown in Santo Domingo. A lot of the Pico Pollos in Santo Domingo have Chinese owners. Yeah, I've seen a good amount, I would say, but I don't know. I feel like they, maybe it's just me and I like also stare at everyone, but I feel like when I did see Asian people, like people would stare at them so much. So then I was like, okay, is this not as common? But I guess it is. Las Galeras is beautiful. If you're on the North Coast and you're like in Samaná or Las Serenas, I think it's so worth it to just like drive to Las Galeras for the day or stay there even. Cayo Arena is so fun. I literally was like in a bliss seeing the fish and like scuba diving and stuff. It was so fun. I agree. We like to be quiet and alone on the beach. Yeah. I just think it's like more peaceful. Like I had let's see, this video that I posted, this like, it's a little tiny video, is on a private beach in Las Galeras, and where I just showed you that house, she has a private beach. This is like in front of her house. This is my TikTok that I have like 2 followers. I never post, but it's, why can't I hold this straight? So that's like her own private beach. And everyone always asks me like, where is that beach? And I'm like, literally it's her own private little beach. It's amazing. I love that. Those beaches you mentioned sound beautiful, but almost empty. My dream. But yeah, again, if you like the people, then Boca Chica, Sosua, Puerto Plata. I don't like the water too much at Puerto Plata, but Sosua is so nice to swim in. Super fun. And they have really good like snorkeling and stuff there too. Cabarete, I love that. I love Cabarete. We would go there a lot. I love it. But it's not I don't know. Like it is kind of touristy too. And there can be a lot of people. Ever been to Monte Cristi, the mix of beaches and deserts? So no, I really want to go there. Yeah, I want to go like to several places I've never been before. Like in the South, I've never been to Barcelona. I want to go there. And Bani, I think that's what it's called, with like the sand dunes. I want to go there. There's a lot more places I still need to go. I just chimed in. How is the COVID situation there? So apparently like the cases are going up from what I've heard. And because of that, they're getting more strict for sure. Like if you missed it, basically the curfew is 5 p.m. on weekdays to 5 a.m. And then on the weekends, it's 12 noon to 5 a.m. So it's like insane. I'm going to sneeze. No. Sorry. Oh, I'm humiliated. But yeah, it's very strict now. And bars, restaurants, colmados, they're all closed for dine-in. You can only do takeout and delivery. And then like parks, sports fields, things like that are all closed. UK flights are like banned for right now. And this is just until January 10th for such a strict, like 12 noon and 5 p.m. on the the weekdays. But I was saying, like, we were talking about it, like, maybe it will be extended, maybe it won't be. I've heard various things, like different ideas if they think it will be extended or not. But yeah, COVID is still there. And I think they're trying to definitely, like, stop it by doing something so, like, drastic with the curfew. Almost empty is a great thing about it. That, yeah. I feel like amazing on a beach that's empty. I'm like, this is my world. Hello from San Francisco de Marquez. I really like it there, honestly. Whenever I drive through it, I've never stayed there. I'm like, it's cute. I like it, personally. Hello. Would you live? Yes, 100%. We want to buy land either there or in Samana. I would do like Las Galeras too, but I think more so like Samana. Definitely, 100%. That's where I would buy land, like northeast coast, Samana, Las Serenas area. It's just expensive. In Las Serenas now, it's like the houses are expensive, the apartments are expensive, the land is really expensive, especially on the beach or on the water. It's like, it's crazy. But yeah, I would love to live there. And I really miss like Jarabacoa, but I don't know. I feel like if they had a little, it's getting more touristy now. I don't know if you guys have been, but in the last few years, it's really been like getting more touristy. But I do miss it. Like the so green, the waterfalls, the rivers, but I would want to be on a beach. And I love Santiago too. But you know, if we move back, it would be on the beach for sure, personally. And I love Las Serenas. Like I really like that it's like an international community. Like there's people from, of course, I really like that you still get the local side. Like that is the most important thing to me. I would never move there and move to like Punta Cana. Like for me, that's pointless. Sorry. I no hate on Punta Cana, like just not my style because I really like to be like with Dominicans. And yeah, that's what I think. But I love that it's like you have like Italian people there, French people, Mexican, like there's so many different types of people there. They have like amazing Italian food. Like I like that it's like you get like the little pieces of other places too. And it's really good. So yeah, like French bakeries. I like that. Yeah, I love it. Thanks and congrats much continued. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jarabacoa or San Jose de las Matas? Jarabacoa, yeah. San Jose is really pretty and I really like it. It's like, it's definitely beautiful. But it is more remote to me. Like it doesn't have as much. I feel like to me, it's less like a community than Jarabacoa. They have stores and stuff, but it doesn't feel like they have as much, right? And maybe it's just like where we went. We saw like family there and it was, I literally felt like we were in like the mountains, like middle of nowhere, where Jarabacoa feels like more like a town in the mountains or a city in the mountains. Town, let's be serious. But it's beautiful. I definitely recommend when people ask me like, where should I go to like see the mountains or like, you know, be like, I don't know, in nature or see waterfalls and see rivers. I say that too, in addition to Jarabacoa, because I think it's beautiful. Personally, I love it there. I also want to go to what's it called? First of all, I want to go to Constanza. Don't get me started on that. But I want to go to here's Roomba, Canada. Let me stalk your Instagram right now. I see you just followed me. I don't even know if she's still watching. Consulting agency, Canadian immigrant. Yeah, well, let's collab. Would you recommend getting a car or Pasola for getting around? It depends where you are, for sure. If you're talking about like Carabocoa, I would say like, okay, you can do a Pasola. But if you're talking about like Santo Domingo, Santiago, anywhere populated, Puerto Plata, I would say no. When I moved from Jarabacoa to Santiago, I stopped going on motos because they're not safe. Personally, I did like a lot of dumb things on motos in Jarabacoa that I'm like, how am I alive? Like, knock on wood. Where's wood? I don't know. It's a stable. I don't even know what stable's wood. But there were a lot of things like I never drove the motos, but I would be on the back of them, and like my guy friends would be like doing wheelies and like speeding and just being dumb and like, oh, so stupid. Yeah, no. So now I'm way like more careful. I would never get a moto or a Pasola, definitely not in Santiago. Definitely not. I've just seen so many accidents. But if you're experienced and if you're in like a chill town, I would do it. I actually bought a car in Santiago. So I bought it in Jarabacoa, but it was like right when I was moving to Santiago because I knew like, okay, I'm not gonna be taking like moto conchos anywhere. That's for sure. But that's just me being like old and lame now. Motos are dangerous but convenient. That's the thing. Like it's so easy. They're so cheap. Even in Santiago, they're more expensive than Jarabacoa or the smaller towns. But like, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Just because I've seen so many accidents. I've seen people die on motos. Like, I can't. But when I go back to Jarabacoa, I do take the motos. So that's because I feel like there's equal car to moto, actually more moto ratio there. So I think I feel better about it. And it's just like slow around town. It's not like on the highway or anything crazy. But it still makes me nervous for sure. Like I used to take it every day in Jarabacoa. And I had like my own moto driver that, don't worry, not like a freaking like a chauffeur or anything. But like, you know, when you live in a town, you start getting your own, you get a moto driver you like, you get their number and you call them whenever you need a ride because you have a camaraderie, whatever. And one night he picked me up and he was definitely drunk. And I don't know if you guys have seen there, but some of the roads have like big ditches on the sides, like big ditches, not just like little drain, like big. And he kept like going into the ditch, like almost falling into the ditch. And I was like, sir, like, William, stay on the road, like stay focused. He's like, I'm fine. And then we're like back almost, I'm going to fall into the concrete ditch again. No one ever wears a helmet. So I'm like, those moments when you're like not in control and someone else is driving, I don't like it. But you know, to get around, it's so easy. In Jarabacoa, I feel a lot better for that. Green Venom, there you are. How are you? Thank you so much. The baby's good. He was here. I was holding him before, but now Chris is home. So he has him. He's good. Update on the baby. He gained 1 pound. I'm super proud of him. I never thought I'd be so proud of someone gaining like an ounce. But he was born so small. He was only 6 pounds. And even now at almost 4 weeks, he's only in the first percentile. And he was all the way down to like 0.48 percentile. So it was not good for a minute. But he's good. He's so cute. He's so sweet. I love him so much. Do I have New Year's resolution to kick off 2021? One, I need to lose 20 more pounds from the baby weight. Isn't that everyone's New Year's resolution? And then we're at McDonald's the next day. I just really want to like really get as much family time as I can. Come to DR, bring Mateo to DR. Get a different job. I hope Chris gets a remote job. Yeah, I guess those aren't really like good resolutions, but I would say like valuable family time is definitely important for me. Stay away from pasolas and motos. You increase your life expectancy. Yeah, I think I can. I've known like expats that have died on motos. Locals, kids, like it's not good. If you do, I would get a pasola, be in like a very small town on a quiet road, wear a helmet, all those things. Did you purchase a car in DR when you got there? Do you have your car sent from US? If so, how much? No, I did not get my car sent from US. I wish I did because I was still paying insurance on a car to sit in my driveway. But that is so expensive. It's like 12 grand, I feel like. Sometimes it's more cost effective to have it shipped there. One of our friends did that, like one of Chris's best friends, and it actually worked out to be cheaper because if you guys know, like buying a car in DR is super expensive. They just don't depreciate like they do here because they're all imported. They just hold their value. Like I had a 1998 Honda Passport and it was like an old like spy vehicle. It was like all blacked out. Like literally that's what they said they use it for here. And I paid, they wanted 4,000. I think I paid like 3,400 and it literally had like 120,000 miles. Like it was not worth that. Here, I feel like it'd be like $800. But yes, definitely I purchased it there. I bought it from an expat and her husband was Dominican, but I would recommend that if you're going to buy, you know, a car and you're not Dominican or you don't speak Spanish or whatever, like if they know you're not from there, to bring a Dominican. Also bring a mechanic. I did bring a mechanic to look at that car and make sure it was like drivable and okay. Because yeah, sometimes there's scams, sometimes, you know, you just never know what you're going to get. So, yeah, but they don't appreciate, which is annoying. Are you in the States? I am. I'm in Arizona. Can't wait to be in DR. I'll only drive a moto if you have good experience driving over there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. If you don't have experience driving in DR, please don't get a moto or a pasola at all. And because I've seen like tourists go and they'll like rent a pasola for the day, not wear a helmet, not be familiar with the roads. People are drunk. People are texting. There's 85 people on one moto and a refrigerator and they're drunk and they're like, yeah, let's like drive to the beach. And I'm like, you're going to crash. And they do. So don't do it. And don't drive. I wouldn't even drive a car if I wasn't experienced. Like I would even be nervous to drive there. I was like always super alert because it's so dangerous driving there. Like I'm not exaggerating. It's like this, I think it's like second most accidents in the world. So you have to have experience. Happy holidays, congratulations to both of you for your baby. Thank you. I have a question. Can I teach English in Santiago with a teacher certificate you recommend earlier? You can. So yeah, teaching English, like not how to speak English. I always feel like it's like kind of confusing because English is also a subject here in the States. But yeah, if you want to teach English at an institute, they're more flexible. Like some want TEFL certifications or TESOL, whatever. Some want a college degree, some want teaching experience, but overall, like if you're fluent in English or a native speaker, mostly a native speaker they want, or minimal accent, whatever, then they'll pretty much hire you. So yeah, in Santiago too. I've had friends who've taught English there without a teacher certificate, and without experience really, but yeah, they just want native speakers. I don't have a teacher certificate and I taught 4th grade. So I taught like 6 subjects, but I had teaching experience and a college degree and whatever. But if you want to be like at a private school or something in Santiago, the best schools, they do require a teaching certificate, like Carol Morgan and stuff like that. Santiago Christian School. How do you find internet quality in general? Is high-speed internet available? It is available, not as high speed as you get in the States. But you can upgrade. I know a lot of people will do like 2 lines just in case one goes, you have a backup, which is good. And it won't get super fast, that's for sure. But in Santiago, I just used like what Chris had at his house and it was fine. It definitely was not anywhere near as fast as here, but it didn't go out too much. And, it's okay. Yeah, I think you can get like, is it like fiber Is that what it's called? No. Someone help me. I'm dumb. Fiber optics, is that a thing, or am I making that up? Some people get a second line and some people get that type where it's like, I don't know, in the ground. But yeah, Colado is like what most people have. That's what I had, and it was always fine. But I know that there's some like a couple like independent brands, like really, really small companies that can like come, like some expats were like, oh yeah, I have a guy who came and set my internet up. I was like, what company? They're like, oh, it's his own. I'm like, how is that? Like, I don't know, maybe you can do that, but in my mind, I can't just like create internet. Like, I don't know how that works, but maybe some people can. But I would definitely make sure you have like, if you definitely need it, 2 lines, and upgrading to the fastest speed for sure. Honda gang, yeah. How do you find Dominican Spanish difficult compared to other countries? Yeah, I think Dominican Spanish is really hard compared to other countries. Like if you were going to go to if you're going to like Colombia, right? Whenever I hear Colombians speak, I'm like, you're beautiful. I love it because they pronunciate all their words. But I think Dominican Spanish is really hard. For me now, it's easier for me to understand Dominicans than it is people from other countries just because I'm so used to that Dominican accent and like inflection and tone. And like when I speak Spanish, I try to like naturally like copy a Dominican accent because that's what I'm so used to. But yeah, luckily I don't think it's as hard as like Chilean Spanish. But again, like when I hear Mexican Spanish or Colombian Spanish, anything really clear, I'm like, that's nice. That must be nice. Because when I first moved to DR, I was like, I have no idea. Like I could speak to people like one-on-one, but when I was with like Chris and his friends and they were all like conversing, talking fast, like not to me, I was like, I'm just literally gonna sit here on my phone and pretend that I know what's going on. So it's hard. But oh my gosh, Spain Spanish, I literally, if I watch on Netflix, I'm like, I don't speak Spanish at all. I don't know what they're saying. I can't with that accent at all. So Dominican accent is my favorite now just because I'm so used to it, but I think it's super hard compared to others. Like when people are learning and they hear Dominicans, they're like, I don't know what you're saying. Do you plan on moving to DR with your family? I do, yes. So Chris has not a remote job right now. He's in person and not like he's in the office every day. So that makes it hard to be there. And since he's an engineer, they really only get paid like $400 in DR, whereas he can make way more here and have way better opportunities. So pretty much he's just like working here, saving up, and then the plan is to buy land there. He wants to build a house himself because he does structural engineering. I think that's like one of his dreams, and like design it and stuff, and then split our time back and forth. And then I would definitely want to retire there, right? But I can't see myself like not living there at least part-time before I'm like 60. Like that's not, I can't wait that long. And I really want Mateo, our baby, to like be in both places because I think it's really important for him to get like both cultures, you know, and be like really connected with that Dominican side. That's important to me. And I just miss it, honestly. Like when I miss it so much. Every single day I'm like, I want to be in DR. But I guess we just have to be patient right now in this stage. We're just trying to save up, spend time with my family here and appreciate it and whatever. And then when we can, we'll be back and forth to DR. So yeah, that will be fun. Let me update this real quick. Any other questions? That's my baby. I think. Any other questions or comments or thoughts about the curfew or anything else that you want to talk about is fine as well. Feel free. Now's your chance. We're all friends here. Also, like any video requests that you have, please comment them, because like it gets hard sometimes thinking about like, okay, what do people actually want to see versus what do I want to make? Like, I never really know like what is best. So if you ever have any like preferences, please let me know. I love doing like video requests, because then I'm like, okay, I know at least one person will watch it because they requested this video. But you know, otherwise I can just go off of what I want to do, which is hard. Like we're doing, like I said, we recorded one about like the birth story and everything that happened, because it was kind of a lot. For those of you who were asking, I feel like more of the women were asking that, obviously. And then I have a couple other like DR related videos coming also. But of course, if you have a suggestion, feel free. And then some people ask like, oh, I want to see like more about your life in Arizona, but like we don't really do anything. So I think like some of the Dominicans were like, I want to see what Arizona's like, because a lot of people think of the States and they're like New York, Florida, whatever. And they don't really know what Arizona's like, even some Americans. So I can do some of that, I guess, but it's not my passion. Yeah, so people are still talking about the quarantine, but you guys aren't, unless it's delayed, which it very well could be. I'm trying to look for more updates. I love like seeing what people think about stuff, instead of just like my own opinion. Good day in the life of Mills COVID-19 edition. Literally me breastfeeding all day. Like I don't really go anywhere anymore because of the baby, and also it's still like COVID is really bad in Arizona here. I think that's my baby crying. Babe! I don't like that. Chris! Sorry. Come here. Good show. Been watching some of your old videos. A new subscriber. Thank you, Douglas. I really appreciate that. If you find a video that you wish you saw and you don't see it on my channel, let me know. I'd love to do it. Some videos about like how your husband's doing in the States. We do have one, or a couple maybe. One is like what he misses the most about being in the DR. Both of us, because obviously like, I was like, I have to be involved. And then one is what he doesn't like about living in the States. So he goes over some of the things that he like wishes were more like the DR. But we can do more for sure. Just like whenever he's in a video with me, everyone's like, he hates you. He's so quiet. He's miserable. And I'm like, he's just super chill. And when he's not talking and I'm talking, he's zoning out, thinking about math probably. Have you been to Punta Cana? I have been to Punta Cana, but I've never stayed in a resort. Yeah, I've never stayed at like the Hard Rock, or I don't even know, other resorts. I forget all their names. But I have been there. And I like that little like shopping area, like that near the airport. That's kind of like built up, and they have apartments and stuff. But no, I felt like I was in the States, like at that little area. But I haven't really been to Punta Cana beaches. So maybe I'm just like saying all these things. Like I don't like the resorts, but I haven't been to like a nice one. So I'm sure I would change my mind. Do you do real estate or have a name I can contact my spot? I can definitely help you find a place. I help lots of people find places, but I find them on Carotos or on Airbnb. I do know some people who do real estate though. If you need help, I don't know if it's something to buy. I would love to do real estate there. But if it's something you want to buy, then there are realtors. But if it's something you just want to rent, I can help you out. But Carotos is a really good website. Carotos. What is your favorite Dominican food? Probably chicken, beans, and rice. Boring, but I love it. Mangú, I love. Sancocho, I love. So good. Tostones, quipes, empanadas, all of it. And I love like the fresh fruit. So I love getting like smoothies there. The mangoes are amazing. Yeah, that's probably my favorite though. What is the name of the beach you posted a few days ago? Oh, the blue one. That narrows it down. That was in Las Terrenas, which no one got, and I was surprised. Yeah, that was Las Terrenas. In Las Terrenas. Yeah. Anyway, so I feel like I'm gonna probably end in a minute. Unless you guys have any other questions or comments or anything. I have to go feed the baby. Yeah, that's like an every 2-hour thing, as you guys probably know. But if there's any comments, last questions, or anything, feel free. I always say this when I end, but I hate that the comments, like our conversation doesn't like stay up after the video is posted. And it just looks like I was talking to myself for 2 hours, which is cool. But if you guys do have any video requests, either comment it on the community tab under like any post, or Pastel Dominicano, oh my gosh, I'm coming over. Or once this video is like up and processed or whatever and over, if you comment, the comment stays and I'll get any requests there. Happy to do anything that you guys think would be interesting, or any collaborations that you want me to do, anything like that, or interviews. And then if you want to follow me on Instagram, I post more there, on stories at least. No, it might be. And get like video ideas there, and talk about other things. So that's Rebecca, Rebecca Mills with 3 S's. I guess I can write it. I don't know. Is that weird? I never type in the chat. There we go. So that's my Instagram. If you want to follow me there, I post other things, the baby, and the other like Dominican related things. So feel free to follow me there if you want. If you are not subscribed to me here, please sub. I really want to hit 10K. I mean, we're not there yet. 8,000 has been like a long haul to get through 8,000. I'm like, come on, 9,000. I'm excited. But 10,000, I really wanted to get 10K by the end of the year, but I didn't do any haul videos. I'm just kidding. But we're not there. We're not going to make it unless someone has 1,000 friends tonight. But if you can subscribe, send to a friend that you think would like my channel or my content, that would be super great. I'm definitely appreciative of all of you. Liking videos, commenting always helps with the algorithm and stuff. So if you have time, super helpful for me. Thank you. Helps with like the income monthly, especially now that I have a child. Health insurance in DR for a single person over 50. Do you have an idea how much it costs? Oh, I don't know how much it costs. Shoot. But Umano is a good one. And then there's like international insurances if you want to keep one that's like not just in DR. I think mine was like less than $20 a month, but I don't know how like great it was. And I'm not over 50. I'm sorry. If you have Instagram, or if you want to make a comment on this post after, so your comment doesn't disappear, I don't like lose your name, feel free, and I'll ask someone that I know, and I'll get you a quote of like what they pay. Definitely health insurance is very important, so I don't want to like misquote you on that at all. But yeah, so any video requests, anything that you guys need from me, any questions you have, I love helping you out if I can. So feel free to do that. Talk to me on Instagram, whatever you want. And thank you so much for watching. It was fun to like do a live. I haven't done one in a while. I'll do one with Chris next time. And we'll hang out again. So I'm doing another live with Christina, the one who teaches in Santiago. So stay tuned for that. I'll send an update before we do it. And then I'll have more like pre-recorded videos coming as usual. Cuídate. Gracias. Igual. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome night. Make sure you sub,